What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today y'all already know what's up. It's a Stanley Cup playoff bracket challenge. My personal predictions for this upcoming playoffs. I am so hyped to share this one with you guys. It's been really anticipated and it is finally here. I mean, honestly, one of my favorite times of year as a hockey fan, just the excitement, the hype with the first round of the playoffs are right around the corner. They're starting tomorrow. We have the Bruins and the Caps. I don't know when I'm putting out this video, but it will be before the playoffs for sure. And it's just going to be an absolute ball, guys. I cannot wait to cover all these games on my live stream. It's going to be fun. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you for all the support that I have been receiving on my regular season live streams. I'll be continuing this stream in kind of trend or whatever it is into the playoffs. Hope to have you guys all there. Subscribe because you do not want to miss out on what we have. But now, let's move on to this bracket. It's going to be so much fun, boys. And yeah, let's start with the North Division. So the North Division is a very interesting one for sure. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs, we have the Montreal Canadiens, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Winnipeg Jets. Obviously sucks this year. My Vancouver Canucks not in it. But regardless, these are some pretty good matchups if I do say so myself. So it's going to be epic either way. Let's start with the Toronto one. Okay, so Toronto and Montreal, 1 and 4th seed. I think you guys know what I'm going to say here. It's Toronto's definitely going to be the pick here, but I could definitely make a case for the Canadiens. They've had a good run. I mean, they've been a fan favorite this year. Guys like Caulfield stepping in, Toffoli, he's been playing really well, Suzuki, Perry, Anderson. But other than that, they don't have much secondary scoring. I've talked about this on a ton of my live streams, but I think this is what's going to end up hurting them in the playoffs in those later games. Maybe the first 2 games, they're up for grabs. They'll be fresh. They'll be ready to go. Maybe they'll grab 1 or 2 of them. But later on into that series, are you going to have guys on the 3rd and 4th lines, Lehkonen, Armia? Are these guys going to step up? I don't know if they will. I don't know if they have what it takes to, they have a really good deep team, but can they produce on all 4 lines and the blue line? I mean, guys like Petrie have slowed down. It's hurt them a little bit. Weber, can he put up points? I don't know. The other guys are just shut down guys. Can Allen hold them in? I'm not sure. The Leafs, man, they're so deep. They have all 4 lines can score for them. They have, they have Simmons they brought in this year. They have Thornton they brought in, Foligno, all these vets who know what it takes to do well in the playoffs. They'll bring that grit, mixed in with their young youth, Matthews, Marner, all these guys. They know what's up. They're putting up the numbers. They're doing their job. Campbell's playing well in net. This has got to go to the Leafs, man. The Toronto Maple Leafs will beat the Montreal Canadiens. Number of games, I'm going to go 6 games. I think that the Canadiens could take 1 or 2 of them in the early stages. Maybe might surprise Montreal or Toronto a little bit. But yeah, I think that Toronto has definitely got this one. So next up we have Edmonton and Winnipeg. And this is definitely a bit closer for me. I think this one will go the full length, 7 games. But I'm going to have to give it to the Jets, man. I've seen a ton of teams put the Oilers in front of them with how good McDavid has been looking. But I think the Jets will just barely squeeze this one out over the Edmonton Oilers. It's a tough one for sure because guys like Draisaitl and McDavid can definitely win you series. But honestly, if I look at the Jets in comparison to the Oilers, they're just so strong up and down the lineup. Hellebuck, I think, is better than Smith. I think the Jets have a better defense than the Oilers. And then I think the attack overall, despite McDavid and Draisaitl, is better on the Jets side with guys like Connor, Ehlers, Scheifele, Wheeler. All these guys are so good, and it just overrides them, man. I think the Jets will barely squeak this one out. It'll be a close series for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. So moving on now, let's go to, let's go to the West. We have the West here, the other quadrant over here, the left side. And we'll start off with the Colorado versus St. Louis series here, 1 and 4th seed again, and this one obviously has got to go to Colorado. I mean, I could definitely make a case for the Blues. I mean, they have won the Cup, what was it, 2 years ago now, but they've kind of slowed down since then, and I don't think they have the exact firepower that the Avalanche have, especially they went out with a little bit of a sour taste in a lot of Avs fans' mouths at the end of last year when they went out against these Stars. So they're going to want vengeance this year. They're going to want to prove that they can make a deep run. I think if this is any year for the Colorado Avalanche, this is their year. I mean, they have so many good players, it's insane. Their goaltending is good. Their defense is insane. It's really underrated, actually, guys like Graves. You have Makar, Norris candidate. You have even Gerard. All these guys, man, they're going to be good for you. And then you have that attack, man, of McKinnon in the playoffs. He just goes off. You already know playoff McKinnon is a different breed. So I think the Avs have got this one in the bag. Next up, we have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. Definitely a very close series for sure. I think that the 2 and 3 series is for most of these playoffs are going to be very, very close. I could definitely make a case for the Wild, and I was considering maybe doing an upset here because there's going to be an upset. I don't want to choose the obvious pick every single time because it's not always going to happen. I mean, that's what we love about playoffs is that, we never know who is going to come out of what series. It could be, we could see an upset. Look at Tampa Bay losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets, right? I mean, it's happened before. It could happen again. I don't know. But this one, Vegas, man, they just look too good. It's Vegas, for sure. I mean, if you look at Vegas, their goaltending tandem has been sick this year. The lowest amount of goals against in the entire National Hockey League. And definitely just a very good core lineup, attacking, defending. They just have it all, man. Let's go in this series for the Colorado-St. Louis one. I'll go 6 games. Vegas versus Minnesota, I think I'll also go 6 games. They're going to be both pretty close, but I think that these two teams are just on a different level right now. Moving on, we have the East Division. And this one is pretty interesting for sure because you have the Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins, Washington Capitals, Boston Bruins. I will be live for this game tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But for now, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins New York Islanders one. So, okay. I think the Penguins will win this one, just barely though, because I feel like the Islanders definitely have what it takes, but I don't know, man. Their scoring's been kind of low this year. They have the 4th seed. A lot of people thought they wouldn't get into the playoffs. A lot of people thought that the Rangers were going to take their spot, but they barely got in. I don't know if I trust them to make a deep run. They might get past the Penguins, but the Penguins have looked so good as of late. Gensel, Crosby, Malkin. I don't know if Malkin's coming back or not, but Gensel and Crosby have just been overpowering. Jari's been good. Letang has been good. All these guys have been contributing to just put these guys at number 1. You never count Crosby out, man, and especially in the playoffs, he's such a clutch player. The Penguins will find a way to get this done, I say, in 6 or 7 games, for sure. So next up we have the Bruins and the Washington Capitals. A very close series again. I've been saying it all night. The 2 and 3 seeds, man, they're all really evenly matched. But for this one, I'm just loving what the Bruins are doing, man. I think the Bruins will definitely take this one. I don't know how many games, I'll get into that in just a second. But look at how they were as soon as they acquired Hall, man. They looked like they were probably going to be a first-round exit before Hall. I mean, they were struggling to score. Pasta at an all-time low for goals. I mean, they just didn't really have it going on. Their goaltending wasn't great. Swayman, Halak, Rass, they just all haven't been playing that good. And then once Hall came in, man, they just turned it up. And to me, I definitely believe in this team. They could go far again. They could go to the finals again because they just look so strong. They could have won the East Division if they had a bit more time, if it was 82 games, but regardless, they're going to get it out of this series for sure. I think in 6 games again. And this one, I don't know, man. Actually, I'm going to go 7 games for this one. So Pittsburgh and Boston will win. Toronto and Winnipeg will win. Colorado and Vegas will win. Now let's move on to Central Division. We have Carolina, Nashville, and the Florida versus Tampa Bay series. Okay. I think I'll start with the Carolina-Nashville series. This one's one of the more lopsided ones. I think that Nashville, guys like Saros have been playing really well, could steal a game or two. But Carolina, man, they are looking so strong right now. I cannot doubt them in this scenario. If they lose, I'll be very, very surprised. I think this game, or this series, sorry, gets done in about 5 games. 5 games in this series. I don't see Nashville winning this one. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I mean, obviously there is a case to be made. You never know. Look at Columbus, as I said earlier. But I mean, I don't see Carolina losing this series. I just don't see it. Anyways, next up we have Florida and Tampa Bay. And I'm going to go for a bit of a hot take here. I think you know what's coming. I mentioned it in my stream earlier, but I have to go for the Panthers in this one, man, to win this one in Florida. They're going to go to the second round for sure because I feel like they just have such a good blend of players. The new guys, the old guys, they're just stars now. You have guys like Uyghur and Verhaeghe who have just exploded, and you have 2 stars in the NHL who are Barkov and Huberdeau. You have good goaltending in obviously Bobrovsky, Dreger, and now Knight. I mean, you just all around have a really good team. It's a bit of a blow to lose Ekblad, but guys like obviously Uyghur have stepped up, which is good for them. And I think that they're just going to get the job done. I mean, I know that the whole thing with Kucherov and Stamkos coming back, but I don't know, man. I feel like it could go sideways for them, and it might not go their way. So I think I'm going to have to give this one to the Florida Panthers in about 7 games. This one will go the distance. This one's going to be done in 5. So yeah, we have our final 8, ladies and gentlemen. Second round, let's start it off back in the north, Toronto and Winnipeg. All right, the 1 and 3 seeds facing off in this, what is it, quarterfinals, top 8, second round, I don't know what to call it, but here we go. Toronto, Winnipeg. I have Winnipeg taking this one. It's going to be a close one for sure, but Winnipeg is definitely going to win this one. I don't know, man. The Leafs, like, as strong as they are, as many good players that they brought in, the Leafs just never fail to disappoint me. And I hate to say that for Leafs fans. I'm not a Leafs fan or anything, but, I mean, Leafs fans, you understand this. The Leafs in the playoffs aren't exactly the greatest team in all scenarios, especially when it comes to clutch time. Like, they could be good at sometimes, but when it comes down to it, man, they don't have the experience in other rounds like this. I mean, they do have a couple guys who have gone the distance, but, I mean, at the end of the day, they have a ton of guys who, after this first round, which I think they will win, they're not going to know what to do because they've never been in this situation. They've been in the playoffs for so many times, but they've never gotten past the first round, and they're finally going to get past it, but they're just not going to know what to do. And Winnipeg, they've been in this situation before. They've gone past the second round, and I think that this year they just look too strong, man. They're going to win the North Division, and that will be that. They'll go into the Final Four. Next up, the West Division, we have the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights. By far one of the most evenly matched series. Definitely going to be an absolute thriller for sure. I could see either of these teams winning it. I've seen a lot of people argue their case for both these teams, but in my personal opinion, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go with the Colorado Avalanche here. They just look too good, and I don't know, man. I mean, I think that their offense, it outdoes Vegas. The goaltending Vegas has, but I think the defense also has to go for the Colorado Avalanche. They're just so underrated, so strong on that blue line there. I mean, you do have guys like Theodore and Pietrangelo, but I don't know, man. That blend between Graves, Taves, and all these guys, Makar, Johnson, all these guys, it's just so good. And I really don't see Vegas getting past them this year. This is Colorado's year, man. I don't know if I'm hinting at anything here, but Colorado could definitely win it this year. So now let's move on to the East Division, where Pittsburgh and Boston facing off in a second round playoff series. I'm going to go for, let's see, man. I think the Penguins are going to win this one, man. I think the Penguins will win it. The Penguins will get out of the series. They will win it over the Bruins. I know I've said how good I think the Bruins are right now, but I think that we could see a bit of an upset here. I think the Bruins are definitely the team to watch, but I believe in the Penguins for sure. I don't know what it is, but I think that they could do it. So no real reason, but they've just been so hot lately, and you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. I'm going to take a gamble. It could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bruins end up beating the Penguins if this matchup were to take place, but my opinion and just prediction in general will be going to the Penguins here. So moving on to the Central Division, we have our second round matchup of Carolina and Florida. So for this one, going to be a very close one for sure. I mean, we have Carolina, who's the number 1 seed, Florida the number 2 seed. Both teams could potentially win this one, go all the way. I mean, at this point, we're just left with the best teams in the NHL, man. Like, any one of these teams could win it. I have Florida barely squeaking out of this one, man. I just believe in Florida, man. For some reason, I don't have, any particular reason as to why, but man, Florida, they're just so good this year, so I can't doubt them. I believe in them, to be quite frank, and I'm going to pick them for sure because they just look so strong, and I don't see them losing to Carolina. Next up, though, we have our Final Four. The third round, ladies and gentlemen, we have Colorado, Winnipeg, Florida, and Pittsburgh. First pick, I'm going to go Colorado versus Winnipeg. I'm going to choose, I think it's pretty obvious, the Avalanche are going to win this one, and they're going to go to the Cup final. Honestly, man, they're just a powerhouse. This is their year if they want to win it. I don't see any team beating them in the West or the North. They're just so strong. I've said it all day, man, in this video. I've said it for weeks and months now, since the season started, that this is their year. If they want to win the Cup, this is their year because they're going to lose someone good in the Seattle Kraken, or whatever it is, the expansion draft. They're going to lose a good defenseman, either Graves or Taves, a vital part of their blue line, and they're just not going to be as strong the year after. So I think this is their year if they want to win it. And then we have Florida and Pittsburgh. So I think that's going to be it, yeah, for sure. So Florida-Pittsburgh is my third round matchup here. I'm going to go for a bit of a gamble here because I don't think many people have Florida and Pittsburgh as their top two coming out of the East and Central, but I do, and I think that the Panthers will go to the Cup final, man. I think the Panthers are going to go. It's going to be a Colorado-Florida final. a match made in heaven for sure, too. A sick rivalry. I'm just joking, but I mean, you know what I mean. This is a matchup that I never really would have thought I would see, but Florida and Colorado in the finals here. I don't know. Back to Pittsburgh anyways. Commiserations to them, but I mean, Florida just looks too good, man. They're too good. So I think I have to go to the finals here with Florida and Colorado. And in this finals, I'm going to decide, oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be, guys? Let me know in the comments before I actually make this prediction. Boys, it's going to go to Colorado. Colorado is going to win the Stanley Cup this year. You heard it here first, boys. I'm going to try and win this bracket challenge. I'm in HTH1. I'm in the HTH1, so hopefully I can do well in it, but we'll see. I don't know. It's just a gamble. I'm going to be wrong for sure because, like, I never get these right. But I can't resist Colorado, man. They're too good this year, and if they want to win, this is going to be their year. I have a feeling they're going to do it. So we'll see. I don't, you know, I wouldn't base my predictions or take them too literally because, you know, they're probably not going to be right, but we'll see. Anyways, enter the total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Final Series, all games. Ooh, okay. I guess it's brutally wrong last year, so hopefully we can get a bit better this year. I'll go for the magic number. How many goals are scored in a series? I don't know. Let's say around 3 to 4 per game. 7-game series, that's 28-ish. I think it'll be a bit higher scoring, so I'm going to go 34. 34, Austin Matthews, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That magic number is going to be mine. And yeah. So yeah, quick little outro, boys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I appreciate if you stuck around. Obviously, in the comment section below, let me know for question of the day. Who do you think will win the Stanley Cup? It is the big $1 million question. I mean, also you can answer questions like, I mean, who do you think is going to flop early? Or who do you think is going to be a dark horse and whatnot? Let me know your predictions. I would love to hear what y'all have to say. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll be sure to catch you guys all in the next video. Like, subscribe. Catch me tomorrow for Boston, Washington, Game 1. I'm streaming it tomorrow. Hope to see you there. And yeah, peace and have a good day.